Good evening, Freeport. I just got up, but I like to say North Korea, China, and Russia. Russia, Iran, and China is having war games. Something that America was doing with China for decades, teaching them the strategy of war. Now we got, just like we turn our back on our enemies, on our allies, we turning our backs on our allies for our enemies. You think we're going to be safe? No, we're not going to be safe. Russia, China, and Iran just showed America that they're together. American people, this is what you wanted. This is what you wanted by hatred and bigotry and stupidity. This is what y'all fell asleep on, and this is what our children and grandchildren got to look forward for. Maybe in our time we'll be looking at it, 2 Tomahawks and IBM missiles hitting America. Right in the strategic areas that we live in, like the areas of refineries, like right here, Freeport, Texas. How about Houston, Texas? How about Texas City? How about College Station and different other places that have refineries in it? How about we just realize that we could just stick our head up our ass and get it over with, because we're the first ones to be targeted because of stupidity. You have to think about it. If you live in any area there's a refinery, you're the first target. That is plain and simple. So you should be able to be making the decision for the safety of our people in this country, but you choose to be ignorant, like they said, the people in Texas, Arizona, and these are different other states that we have refineries in and coal mines and all this stuff. You're stupid and you don't understand that we're in serious and dire danger right now in this country. And it's just the truth. Kim Jong-un said he was going to send a Christmas present. Well, they done showed y'all the Christmas present. And that Christmas present is Russia, China, and Iraq. That's one Christmas present. The other Christmas present is when North Korea stepped on the scene with Russia, China, and Iran. Then America, Great Britain, and all the rest going to know exactly what the hell we fixing to go through. So is Israel. Bible speaks of this time. We didn't have to let this time come so fast, but we choose to with all our hatred and bigotry and ignorance. And evangelical people, which is preachers, not upholding the word of God, but yet upholding man over God. So, you know what? God said he wasn't going to have no other God before him. And the evangelical people like Billy Graham's son and Paula White and all the rest of y'all ignorant people who's taking advantage of God people, and you will be judged by God. That's for real. We can say whatever we want to say, but God say, touch not. And his people is his people. He say what you do to the least one of these is better for you to put a millstone about your neck and jump into the depths of the sea. Paula White, Billy Graham, and all the rest of y'all fools that the Bible say call you not thou fool, but you set yourself as a fool. Y'all will give account. You can play politics wishy-washy as much as you want to, but when it comes down to the word of God, it never changes. And you can suit it to whatever you want it to be. God still says, sin must not abound. Grace shall abound. So, with that being said, you know what's right, you know what's wrong. And to willfully sin, God said he was going to punish you. Billy Graham, Paula White, and the rest of you guys that's acting stupid, just taking God's people for granted and taking advantage of God's people. You shall be judged. You will be judged for every single person that's in your sanctuary that you preaching to. Everyone that you reach out to television, radio, or internet, you will be judged. Just think of the souls of the people that you will be judged for. You don't know what their life is, but you shall be judged for their sins just as well. This is Bible. You know it, and I know it. Just think about this morning. You helped destroy this country. No one believes in Jesus anymore because they don't believe in the church anymore. Because the church has turned God's people face away from him. The church. The church is a big old money pit. The church has turned into the new crack hustle because you ain't got to pay no taxes. Church members are building movie studio communities, not hitting at your Madea. What's that man's name that played Madea?
Oh, Robinson?
No, the man that played Madea.
Oh, Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry, not hitting at you, but I'm coming at you. Even though you're using God's people and using God's ministry to build your empire, you remember the scripture speaks for itself. I pray for you and I pray that you be blessed. But don't forget where you come from. Don't forget how God bless you to be where you at right now to be able to bless others. All this stuff on Facebook, you answer this, Tyler Perry gonna send you this. It's a lie. It's a fake. It's a phony. And he should be on top of that anyway. He have PR people. They should be on top of that. Because people are being deceived in your name just as well as in the girl that sing the one that we sent that money through UPS, through Western Union to that lady, the one that Tamla Man.
Oh, Tamla
Man. Even in Tamla Man's name, they're using to defraud people for money. And it's sad that you guys have not stood up and spoke out or said anything to these people that's being taken advantage of in your name. But that's the way God's people are. All they care about is themselves. Damn everybody else. But God said those souls are out there. And that's the way y'all guys are. You know, it's sad. I enjoy the music from Tamla Man. I love the music from the movies from Tyler Perry and the music. But if you can't stop people from using your name, frauding people out of money, and you don't stand up and say anything about it, I feel myself that both of you guys are complicit because this is actually happening. And my family was the one that gave the money, such as my wife and myself. Went up there and the people told us at the counter, this is a scam, I bet you. No, we talked to her people and everything. We got the papers right here and all that. Okay, Mr. Rollerson and Mrs. Rollerson. We give them the money, we send the money. Come to find out it's a scam. We never got our money back. Wrote you guys a letter, Tamla Man. You ain't even give us an apology or said anything to us. So when it comes down to it, I feel like this, huh?
Yes, he did. Her husband, the one that played Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown did write you?
He said that people are using their name as scam and they trying to get on it right now.
Oh, well, my wife said Mr. Brown did write and tell.
It's not Mr. Brown. It's the one that played Mr. Brown, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, Mr. Man did let her know that apologize for what happened about being taken advantage of by people using their names. So I apologize, not saying the man's never apologized because they did apologize. My wife said they did apologize. So, but I find it very strange that people are using your name, taking advantage of people, and nothing has been done. As I started this morning, our country right now, you might as well grab your children, your grandchildren, and your family and hold y'all close. Everybody hold everybody close. Because we're destined for missiles. I'm going to just be straight up honest. I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to bullshit like the federal government is. They bullshitting us. But we here on the Gulf Coast, around all these plants, we're in danger. The art of war is what? Kill all communication and all distribution and supplies. You must kill all communication. That means kill the distribution inside all plants and take over this area. That's not hard. We on the ocean, Gulf Coast. Russian submarines come up in the Gulf all the time. All the time. We had Russian submarines come up in New York Harbor. What does that tell you about our intelligence? What does that tell you about our safety? Because remember, the President of the United States said our intelligence service ain't shit. Y'all got to think about this. He said our FBI was crooked. He said that our CIA, our NSA, every last one of our intelligence agencies are wrong. And you guys sitting here believing this. But these people are the ones that stay up all night while you got your eyes closed and sleeping, your children, and you can cut your lights off and feel safe and go to sleep. These people got our back, but yet the president said these people are liars, they wrong, they broke the law. And now you have Russia, China, and Iran having war games. Shooting the middle finger at America. And I don't blame them. Because when you got to the point that you let your allies down the battlefield who fought for you, you turn your back on them and run away from them. Whatever happens, we deserve it. Because we allowed the president to speak in our name as a people. To have these people ethically cleansed. This is what Trump did for Vladimir Putin. Had those people, the Kurds, ethnically cleansed, who fought side by side with us. No one is going to trust this country anymore. No country will trust America anymore. So we out there on the fields by ourselves now. Britain, none of them is going to step up with America. We out in the cold by ourselves. I can tell you that now. As a soldier, and every soldier that look at this video, you can say the same thing right now. You turned your backs on your allies. You watched these people get ethnically cleansed. And America was the one that turned their back and ran away from them. We shall receive exactly what we did to our allies. One day, we will reap this. Just think about it. As an American soldier, I find that the President of the United States made the biggest mistake in the name of the American people was to turn his back on the Kurds who was fighting ISIS, who attacked America September 11th. And we turn our back on our allies. I feel sorry for my family members right now that's overseas in the Middle East or deployed anywhere in this country. I feel sorry for the men and women. Because torture is something that we try to, that's what the Geneva Convention is about. But for America to say torture and murdering children and murdering old men and stabbing people to death is okay, and a pardon a Navy SEAL for war crimes? Hey, I'm telling you, every young serviceman that's out there, you need to really think about coming back home. Because you're not going to be protected under the Geneva Convention once Donald Trump allowed this Navy SEAL to be acquitted and reinstated. Because war crimes is out the window now. So Donald Trump set American soldiers up. You get captured, you beheaded. That's just plain and simple. It ain't shit America can do about it. Because we set the standard. Allowed these people to be murdered. Allowed this officer to get away with war crimes. Hey, whatever seed you plant, that's the seed you sow. So every young person, just think, if you get captured, do yourself a favor. Take that 45 or that 9mm and put a bullet in your head and get it over with. Because I'm going to tell you, you will be tortured. You will break. They will kill you. That's just plain and simple. They will kill you. Thanks to our president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, every service member in this world for America, your lives are in danger. Don't travel alone nowhere. Do not travel alone nowhere. I'm giving you a bit of advice. Being that I am an ex-soldier, do not travel by yourself in no country. 2 or 3 of y'all are not good enough. You need to travel with all of y'all together. Like we used to go off on post, on base, when we go off on pass. Hey, we might went 2 or 3 or 4 together, or a platoon together. But we always end up back 1 by 1 or 2 by 2. That's not safe no more. Because if one of us get grabbed, they murdering us on the spot. Thanks to Donald J. Trump. The letters come from every Joint Chiefs of Staffs of the military that was a bad move. And that the pardoning is a very bad move. But yet, we see what the outcome gonna be. Russia, China, and Iran. This must happen. And we must see exactly what we allow to happen in the name of the American people. We must. This country was founded on religion, wasn't it? Wasn't it? They wanted to practice their own religion. So they left England. They didn't want no dictator or no monarchy. They wanted to be a free society where they could practice any religion that they wanted to practice. And now we have a devil in the White House. Not just because of his skin, because of his actions and his words. In his life. He is reincarnated as the damn devil. Jesus don't have nothing to do with Donald Trump. The fake ass evangelical preachers like Billy Graham and Paula White and Robert, whatever his name is, the ex-convict that went to jail, them kind of preachers right there, they jumping up there saying those things to help Donald Trump. Woe be unto you, scribes, you Pharisees, you hypocrites. No man is above God. And he said that. He said, I shall have no other God before me. Thou shalt have no other God before me. That's one of the 10 commandments. How did you put Donald Trump up there as a savior as Jesus Christ? Jesus Christ was a savior for all humanity. Donald Trump can't save himself from a wet paper bag. How you gonna save us? It's sad that you so-called Christians that took advantage of all those old people. My grandmother was amongst them, sending thousands and thousands of dollars to those ministries to come to find out you ain't nothing but a bigot and a hateful lying deceiver speaking with a forked tongue. Hell is waiting for you guys. I ain't gonna whitewash it or sugarcoat it. Hell is waiting for you guys. And God say, remember the rich man, he opened up his eyes. Where was he at? He was in hell. But where was that beggar? He was in Abraham's bosom. His name was Lazarus. So when it comes down to it, yeah, keep on feeding at the master table. We're going to keep on taking these scraps. But you will be asking for something cold to drink one day. And them same people that you did what you did to them, wouldn't even give them the scraps off the table, is the same ones you're going to be begging for help. And this is what I'm trying to get a point across to America. The same thing that you doing to these migrant people that's trying to get here to get a new life, running from murder and children being abducted and all this stuff, those same people, you're going to have to see them one day. You're going to have to see them because you never know what happened over in this country. Being that we are all unsafe. We got a broken system of government from the White House to the poorhouse. The White House is broke. We know it, you know it, and I know it. Because right now it is not off of constitutional law. It's running off of hatred and bigotry. So that's not going to work, because a house divided against itself will not stand. You can't trust the House of Congress on the Republican side, and you damn sure can't trust the Senate, because Mitch McConnell made a choice that him and Lindsey Graham are not going to follow the law. So the rule of law in democracy should be thrown out the window, because he admit that they're going to throw the case. If that's the case, every case that comes in any court in this country, we should be able to throw the case and not be held accountable, because the judge and the jury is already tainted. The jury is tainted and is biased and is not fair under the Constitution, which said all men should have a fair and equal equal trial. So if the jury already saying that they gonna acquit before hearing the evidence and what law that was broken, then we got a problem under the rule of law. Every black person in this country, you need to pay attention what happens in this impeachment in the Senate trial, because our rule of law and democracy is on the ballot. It's on the ballot and it's in this trial. If Mitch McConnell do not follow the rule of law, then the rule of law is out the window, and they need to open up every prison door, every jail cell in this country, and let every single convicted felon out of the prison. Because you're allowing one man to be above the law when no one is above the law in our Constitution. We, the American people, watching this man break the law every day. You're not listening to us. 71% says he has violated our Constitution. He has violated our laws. 71% said Donald Trump need to be impeached. And you're not listening to us. What does that tell you? The rule of law, the Constitution, and all that stuff that this country been founded on for the last 2,000 years is out the window. Being delivered by the Republican Party. Because of greed, hatred, and bigotry. No one goes to Congress to stay the rest of their life and retire. That ain't supposed to be that type of job. Your life expectancy in Congress, if you played it right, should be 3 years to the max, 4 years to the max. Then you should be able to go into the private sector. Because I got a problem with people that stay there 25, 30 years. You see what happens to our country right now. You see what happens? Mitch McConnell been there over 50 years, almost. Some of them dying in the Senate. And what happened? Look how far our country have come. Look, I can see people that's fighting for real causes to move this country forward. But watching those stupid people on the Republican side, I can name your names. Most of them is from around in the western part of our country, the southern part like Florida in our country, over here in Texas like John Cornyn and Ted Cruz, Dennis Barnum, and all of these Willie Gomer, all these ignorant ass people that we see on TV every day. Know these communities is really dying and suffering, but what the problem is, they are part of big business and they don't give a shit about their communities. It's just the truth. Dennis Barnum was our state rep. He didn't give a shit about the people. He took advantage of the people for corporation. And now you have Troy Brimage want to run for Dennis Barnum's seat when he was groomed by the same people to take Dennis Barnum's seat. So they could take advantage of the citizens in Freeport by this expansion project. Talking about he fight corruption and crime. You left Freeport Police Department under suspicions in the 80s, Troy Brimage, and we know why you left, Troy Brimage. So let's not start this. Because I'm going to put your business on the street, and you already know I'm going to put your business on the street. So I'm waiting for your first commercial to come. And then I'm going to butt that first commercial with another $10,000 for a TV ad. I got you, brother. I got you, Dennis Barnes, Randy Weber, all of y'all. I got you. I'm waiting for your television ad. And I'm going to come back with a $10,000 television ad to really abut everything you say and show the proof exactly what you did in the 80s and what you did for the citizens of Freeport. The videos are being shot. The pictures are being taken. The Oppo research is being done. Your business, brother, is finna be in the streets. And Randy Weber and Dennis Barnes, I got him. Believe what I tell you. I got him. I got the information and everything on him. So you want to recommend him? Keep on pushing forward. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to be like a bombshell about his business in the 80s in Freeport Police Department. Troy, you know what I'm talking about. With that being said, I'm going to get up off of him. But like I said, Randy Weber, you has been a failure to the people of the 14th Congressional District. You only care about industry. I watch every post that you have said. There's always something to do about industry or back in history at this time on this date. It has never did nothing to do with helping the black individual, but it's always something to do with the Confederate generals that ran this state. This is always something that you send it. So you speak your messages speak for itself with me, cause see, I listen to things and I pay attention, so I know exactly what you are. And those that's running for Randy Weber's seat, my one thing is, you say that you go knock on doors. I've been living right here on this corner for 4.5 years. 5 years right here on this corner. After what happened over there on Broad Street. And now one of y'all knocked on my door and I'm a registered voter. Everybody in my community still is a registered voter. And now one of y'all came over here and knocked on our door and asked us would we vote for y'all. I get leaflets from Randy Weber in the damn mailbox. I chunk them on the ground just as soon as I see them. Because trash need to be in the trash. That's what he is, trash. And anybody don't like it, let me say it out for you. Randy Weber is trash. Now, you can have your field day on it. He's trash. Plain and simple. He has failed us. He has done nothing for health care. Nothing at all for health care. Okay? You say our economy is good. Okay, Randy. Can you explain to me why over 50% of the young men and women in the city, in this county, cannot get a job in all the jobs that's going on in this area right now? Can you explain that to me, Randy? Oh no, the first thing I got your explanation. Here you go. They don't want to work. The work is there, but they don't want to work. Okay, Mr. Weber, you and y'all normal comments that y'all have. Number one, you have people get up every morning, 5:30, go down to 100 East 5th Street, stay there till 6:15 to get a 60-man job. Okay? These young people be there for years and months trying to get a damn job. Maybe work 3 or 4 times out of a year. But they have to have 600 to 700 hours, which they raise the hours to even get in the union. Okay? So, if they're not getting the jobs out of their own unions that's here in this city of Freeport, if they can't get the jobs out of the union that's right here, that the port is creating these jobs for union and non-union, okay, they're not getting the jobs, then why is the people out of different other states getting the jobs, or from Houston, or Bay City, or Galveston getting the jobs that the people here trying to fight for these jobs, they can't even get a job in their own city where all the work is going on at? Randy Weber, Dennis Barnon. No, the unemployment rate hasn't risen. They just stopped looking for a damn job. It ain't getting no better. Walk through these neighborhoods. You the candidate. Walk through these neighborhoods and talk to these young folks. Talk to these older folks. Talk to the people. And I bet you'll see the unemployment rate has not changed. It is the damn same. And you blowing smoke up the people's ass. We all know the unemployment rate is the same. You're still in our neighborhoods. The government deliberately flooded out our communities. Federal judge just ruled on it. So I wonder if Freeport had anything to do with my car being flooded out to it's no good anymore. Federal judges ruled that the government deliberately flooded out the communities. So who's going to be held accountable or responsible for our damages of our homes, our vehicles, our property? Who's going to be held accountable knowing that the government was the one that flooded out our communities in the first place? So this is the kind of government that we have represent us as a people. Federal judges is telling the story. So my deal for tomorrow is to find out how do I get reparations for the city allowing my property to be damaged, being that the federal judge ruled on it. I want to see who's going to pay for my car, and that's $28,000. I want to see who's going to pay for the damages in this house that I live in and all of my property that got damaged, which insurance paid for some of it. But on the real side, the city should be held accountable for their own misconducts, such as all them drainage ways not being done. So if that's the case, the Army Corps of Engineers should be held accountable because every last one of those flood drainage ditches belong to the Army Corps of Engineering. They should be held accountable, so we should be suing the Army Corps of Engineering because I got videos, cameras, tapes, and everything of the neglect of the Army Corps of Engineering right here in the city of Freeport. So yes, the government did allow us to be flooded out because they do not maintain those flood drainage ditches as the law requires, and we pay taxes for that. So yes, our federal government is just a cesspool of crime and dirt that we cannot trust. So when it comes down to it, you need to really grab a hold to your kids and your grandkids and really give them some love and hold your family. Because I'm telling you now, I don't give it a year before there's a full-blown world war in this country, in this world. I wouldn't even give it a year. And if Donald Trump retains the presidency, we're going to see a nuclear holocaust. That's from my mouth to your ears. Take it as you want to. Everything that I've predicted so far has come true. Donald Trump impeachment, I said that from day one. With Auntie Maxine, Donald Trump need to be impeached based on the words that he said in his campaign stump, Russia, if you can find the 30,000 emails, you will be richly rewarded. Bullshit, you just called our enemy and told him to interfere in our country. That's what you just did. You declared war on us, your damn self, out of your mouth. He should have been impeached. He should have been taken off the stage right then. You know, honestly, this man has failed this country. We are divided straight down the middle, where our religion is divided straight down the middle. The country divided. Christianity is divided. We are divided. A house divided against itself shall not stand. The House of Representatives divided. The Senate divided. The country divided. The White House divided. Your house divided. Your communities divided. So what does that say? A house that divided against itself shall not stand, in your own word of God that you study every day. And you think something good is going to come out of this? No, Maya Angelou spoke that to you the first time. She said when a person show you who they are the first time, believe that. She also said that the definition of stupidity or ignorance or whatever you want to call it. It's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. We've done this long enough. Nothing's changed. Nothing will change. Hate getting worse and worse and worse. Murdering people did stop. Hanging did stop. It wasn't that bad. Now you got dragons, hangings, shootings, murders. People going to synagogues, stabbing people. We got black people being murdered by police every fucking day. We got the court system that targets black people, Spanish people, Native American people. They're being taken advantage for their land, which is a reservation land that ain't never supposed to be touched again long as they live. But yet, their land being crossed over by Keystone Pipeline, and they don't want it on their land. And they have a right not to have it on their land because of the treaties. But this is what kind of government that we have. This is the kind of people that we have running this government. If it's okay to do something to the Native American Indians, it should be okay to do something to every American citizen. Now it's time to start going to some of them white suburban neighborhoods and start building some plants in them damn neighborhoods. How about putting some pipelines through some of them white suburban neighborhoods and see how far you get with that? But they all good for it happening to anybody else, but they say they are American citizens and they love their brothers and sisters. But it's good to hurt somebody else as long as you don't hurt us over here in the white suburban area. We law-abiding citizens. We feel like we're going to be the minority. There's no minorities in this world. There's not one person higher or bigger or lower than the other. God said he created all man equal. All men. So there shouldn't be no minorities at all, period. We all should be treated as equal. And if we live as such, we wouldn't have all these fears that we have today. But the problem is who you elect. And Randy Weber has been a failure for the people of the 14th Congressional District. And those that say he's done such a great job, you're an asshole. Because he's helping you and you got money. And the corporation, you damn sure gonna jump and dance to the tune. Because you got your patsy inside the house. And that's Randy Weber. See, the problem with politics is somebody will come and tell you one thing and you'll really think they doing the right thing for you. But in the long run, once they get in the house and get that position, fuck you and your children. And I'm taking it like this morning. God forgive me on this Sunday evening. But it's the truth. We should stop pacifying the truth and just be straightforward with the truth. Just be straight with the truth. Randy doesn't care about us. Ted Cruz doesn't care about us. And John Cornyn damn sure doesn't care about the people in this state of Texas. Louis Gohmert and all the rest of those assholes who get on TV and say things that just doesn't make sense. Sounds stupid. They don't care about us. They only care about the people who they represent, that they big money donors who put them in the office, and that's the corporations. They don't care about us. It's just the truth, and we need to wake up and see it. Because nothing ain't going to change as long as you keep putting the same assholes in office who say they doing so much. You haven't seen it in your pocketbook. Why grown 60 and 50-year-old people have to work at McDonald's on a minimum wage job in order to live? So what the hell have you done? Why they have to still work at Jack in the Box or J.C. Penney's for these are school children jobs? Why do they have to work those service jobs when you said that the economy is so good and jobs are so plentiful, but why the elderly people are working the jobs that the children are supposed to work when they get out of school and in college? Because there is no jobs. There is no jobs. And we hear this from you guys every day. I find that no one in Washington is trustworthy. Right about now, we're not safe. Donald Trump made that happen when he removed the troops from Syria. and allowed the Kurds to be attacked. He made us unsafe. We are more unsafe now than we was unsafe during September 11th. Take it from a soldier. And any other soldier that knows. When our intelligence service are being told that they're not good enough, when our commander-in-chief take the word of our enemies over our intelligence service, they lose morale. You have people like me that say, well, what the fuck? Shit. Let them learn the hard way. Drop a bomb, then they'll understand. There's people just like me, just like that. Say, well, hell, when the first bomb hit, then they'll start running and say, yeah, we need protection, we need protection, we need our Secret Service, we need this, we need that. No, we don't need none of y'all. Just like that. Because you didn't believe us in the first place. Because the president got your nose so far open that he's a con man, and this con is working real good. But what the con gonna end up to is we're gonna have generations of children massacred. Because there will be a nuclear war. You can see it on the horizon. You can see it. Because we're so stupid. Knowing that we are in danger. But playing hateful, racist, political games are putting the next 5 generations in danger. Because if we get struck today, it's over. Say, for instance, if we got a nuclear strike anywhere in this country today, it'll be over 100 years before any part of this soil or that atmosphere will be livable again. We talking about billions of people dying. And we have to wake up and think about this. I don't sleep hardly at night. I sat up thinking about this. If y'all remember what Hillary said at 3 o'clock in the morning, who do you want finger on that button? Ever since that word was said, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm up. Because I don't want his finger on the button. Y'all not realizing or not paying attention to what current events is because you don't watch the news. But let me hip you to it. Russia, Iran, and China doing war games. Same games that America. Same games that Donald Trump pulled our troops out of. Donald Trump is working for Vladimir Putin. Y'all might as well realize it by now. Donald Trump is working for Vladimir Putin. We are in constant danger. Constant danger. See, because Putin could tell Donald Trump to do something right now. And Donald Trump gonna do it. Whether our intelligence or the Congress or the Senate or whoever the hell tell him not to do it, Donald Trump gonna do it. Because he got a lot to gain with Putin in these different other countries. Think about it. But what we have to gain, a nuclear missile right smack dead in the heart of the fucking country. Y'all think about this. I'm thinking about my children and grandchildren. But I'm telling you, as a soldier, as a person that studied the art of war, I'm telling you, we on the defense. We on the defense. And they on the offense. They coming. They coming. Believe they coming. They are coming. And we sitting here looking stupid. Fighting amongst one another. And they're coming. This is just my opinion, people. I'm always looking at the news. I'm a news buff. I'm on that 24-hour cycle. There's not much that I miss. But I'm going to tell you, as a soldier, as a human being, as a black man who walk and talk with God every day and study his scriptures, we there. And they're coming. I don't care how you look at it, they're coming. We don't have to worry about distinction between all of us anymore. We ain't gonna have to worry about that. We ain't gonna have to worry about the division straight down the middle of the country anymore. We ain't gonna have to worry about that. Because just as soon as they come over here, every last one of us going to want to be as one, to fight together. That's not going to happen. Because some going to head for the hills. Some going to head for the desert. But those that's in the metropolitan cities and these little cities, they're going to slaughter us like sheeps. Some of the things I've seen in my life that enemies do. And you've seen it on the news yourself. We don't need that. Honestly. Let some veterans get on here and tell you some of the stories that we are not supposed to talk about. I haven't talked about one of the stories that I learned or saw with my own eyes. But I can tell you, we would not want none of this in their little city in this country. Some of the things that these enemies do. And some of the things that we do to achieve the objective. You wouldn't want that in your city. You wouldn't want that in this country. Hitler murdered, exterminated the Jews. These people will come in and exterminate every human being that's in these cities. And will not lose not a bit of sleep. We've seen them with our own eyes. These are evil people. And their objective is to meet Allah. Because they believe in what they're fighting for. They don't mind dying. They don't. They dying for a cause. What are we dying for? We're dying because of our skin color. We're dying because we have a cell phone in our hand. We're dying at the hands of racist and bigoted policemen. Yeah. We're dying at the hands of chemical companies doing mass genocide on communities. That's what we're dying from. But this is our American government. These are the people that keep us safe at night when we sleep. That you can't sleep. And here we are, the American people. The one who can make changes, everything change in this country. Overnight. Sitting back being complicit. We will reap what we sow. That's just God's word. We will reap what we sow. I'm going to leave you with this. God said a house divided against itself shall not stand. Look at your community. Look in your church. Look at your country. And see for yourself while we divided. See for yourself how hatred is in our country. And just realize, if we're surrounded, you can't shoot but one enemy at a time. They can massacre us if they shoot all at the same time. You see, our warning systems can't knock all the missiles out at the same time. One will come through. You know it. So isn't there a peaceful way of doing all of this? Yes, there is a peaceful way. Elect people to Congress that's going to fight for the safety of the generations of our children. That's what you do. Because right now, you see it. Stop turning a blind eye. The representatives we have right now representing us right now in the Republican Party is putting your children's children, generations' lives in danger right here and right now. You see it right here, right now. And Russia pulled a strategic move with China and Iran today. They pulled a strategic move and left Donald Trump just talking, saying words. We're cowards on the world stage. We are cowards on the world stage. Because Donald Trump proved that. We're cowards on the world stage. So American soldiers, you're cowards now. We're branded as untrustworthy, and we're cowards. We're branded as untrustworthy to every nation on this planet, that we're branded untrustworthy. Our words mean nothing. We're cowards. Just a fact. And as a service member, 11 Charlie 82nd Airborne, I was an infantryman. I'm not a coward. I'm not a coward. But we're branded as cowards, and our word means nothing. Thanks, American people. Thanks, white folks. Thank you very much. Thank you for the genocide that's coming along sooner or later. Thank you for helping the enemy invade our country, because it's going to come sooner or later. There will be an invasion of America. We know this because you can see it. And I have no prior knowledge to any invasion, so don't come over here with that old bullshit, Secret Service. You need to go inside the White House and get the prior knowledge to the invasion that's coming, because you know it's fixing to be an invasion. Yeah, we finna be invaded. They showing us they finna invade us. In Texas, Louisiana, Mobile, Alabama. All the refineries on the Gulf Coast, you need to think about this. Where's the first place those missiles coming? Directly to your plant in that city. We have a nuclear plant over here. We have the Oil Strategic Reserve over here. We have LNG over here. We have Dow Chemical. We have Olin. We have Schenectady. We have Phillips. We have so many damn plants around us. We are the main objective on any target, because this is the same thing we would do as our country. We would strike the most valuable asset first. That will put you down when your military can't move. That's what we would do. They have enough sense to do the same thing. So, we brought this on ourselves. But we can change this. We could change all this in 2020. Come 2020, your voice need to be heard loud, amplified, by pushing that damn button. Voting their ass out and voting in somebody that's going to keep this country intact and keep this world intact and your communities intact. Keep us as a people intact. Because popular opinion, you don't know the day nor the hour that a missile shoot and blow up this country or a city or refinery in this country. I'm just being straight up honest about it.
Is that Mojo?
Yeah.
Hold on, baby, I'm not dressed.
No, that's not Mojo.
Oh, because I heard say Mojo.
No, that's Red Boys.
Oh, okay. Who said Mojo?
That's Red Boys. They finna move up there. Coleman Boys, not Red Grandsons. But anyway, that's Coleman Boys. They going upstairs. I guess they moving up there for for the summer. The break. They gonna be over there with their daddy. That's a cool thing. But anyway, as I said, we gotta wake up as a people. We gotta wake up as a nation, and we got to do our civic duty and vote. Black people, vote. I'm tired of hearing you complain. I'm tired of hearing you talking about the white man doing this and the white man doing that. No, the white man ain't did nothing to you. You did it to yourself, because you got an opportunity to vote. You can vote. That white man can't stay there and keep on mistreating you if you do something about getting him out of there. So he can't mistreat you. Right? then do your civic duty and vote. I know I got kind of deep on you guys this morning concerning what's going on in the world, but it's happening. A lot of us do not even look at the news because it's so depressing. But those who do look at the news, they're just giving you a little bit of warning what they're seeing every day. And I watch the news. I'm a news buff 24/7. I know all current events. That's why when Randy Weber and Dennis Bonnen and Ted Cruz and Louis Gohmert and all of these people come back and they be telling us lies, I watch the news. I know you lying. I know what your vote is. Because, see, I know how to call Washington and find out what you voted on. Or go on the internet and see how you voted. See, you can't lie to me. That's why when I come back at you and tell you you're just a liar, it's because I'm telling the truth. You're a liar, Randy Weber, Dennis Bonnen, Ted Cruz, John Cornyn. Because, see, I'm like those 25% of the American population that's from the state of Texas. We pay attention to what you're doing. Not everybody do, but we do. I'm one of those in that percentage that debunk your lies. I'm going to tell it like it is in the way I see it. And what you do, I'm damn sure going to speak it. So quit lying to the American people, Randy Weber, in this 14th congressional district. Because every last one of your votes was against us. Every vote that you have voted has been against the American people. All y'all got to do is look it up. You'll see. Every vote that Randy Weber had was for corporation. None was for the people. None was for us as his constituents. So yes, Randy Weber, you ain't doing nothing for us. And those of you that's coming up trying to run for that same seat, if you can't show us nothing no better than that, no better than what Randy did, and he was right around from this area, he showed the real hatred and bigotry of Brazoria County. He showed the real divisions of the 14th congressional district by representing southern Texas. He showed the real divisions because he didn't fight for everyone as a whole. He only fight for a certain class and a certain type of industries. He didn't fight for his people as a whole, because we still have people that's really going through Harvey and Irma at the same time. And here it is, a new hurricane season finna come up, and they still haven't got taken care of from Harvey. That's from 2016. So if they still suffering from Harvey, then Irma came, and that just hit them again. And here we come into 2020. Hurricane season coming up. And half of the people still haven't got taken care of from Harvey. So what are you going to do about the 2020 hurricane season, Randy Weber, John Cornyn, Ted Cruz, Louis Gohmert, all the rest of you assholes that's a Republican that represent us here in Texas? What are you going to do? You going to keep on representing your industries, the crude oil and all those industries, gas industries, keep on mass genociding the people? You know it. You know that y'all killing the people in these areas where these refineries. You know it, because y'all don't do nothing about the water or nothing else. Y'all allow it to be the way it is. The EPA is allowing it to be the way it is because money, grease, and palms. That's it. But the American people, the people in these communities are collateral damage. They don't give a shit about us. Plain and simple. Like you said, industry is what? Industry are people too. No, you are not. Industry is not a damn person. And if that's the case, then you need to start pushing the welfare issue against the corporate welfare, because every last one of these industries receive corporate welfare. But a woman with children or a family with children can't even get a loaf of goddamn bread. The food stamps being cut. But you're giving money to corporate welfare. See, our priorities are screwed up. Every eligible voter that's in my community, that's black, Spanish, get out and vote. Register to vote. Register to vote. Stop pushing it to the side, because think about it, it might not be happening in your community, but it's happening in America to some black person in their community. We all are one. Get off your sorry butts and vote. Stop talking about it, but be about it. You want to be a man? You really want to be a man? You really want to be a woman? Then exercise your civic duty and think about somebody other than yourself and vote, because we all need you right now. We need every last one of y'all on deck right now. We need you on deck in 2020. Every one of y'all, we need you in 2020. Not just because Donald Trump is a failure, but our whole way of living in this country, we could lose it. Because we have foreign enemies and domestic enemies that's coming up against us right now. Every single country that's an enemy of ours, they have people right here in this country. You support them every day. You support them every day. You support them every day. Like white grocery store clerks. Because they the ones shooting black people and Muslims and everybody else. Think about it. Your school's not safe. It's white people killing us in this country. That's our domestic terrorism right there. You got your policemen killing black folks and Spanish folks every day, and the courts letting them get away with it. That is domestic terrorism right there. That's domestic terrorism. The court systems are broken straight down the middle. They are biased. Their eyes are wide open. Justice is not damn blind in the state of Texas or in Brazoria County. So the system is broken. People work hard for the American dream. They lose it because representatives like Randy Weber, Dennis Bonnen, John Cornyn, Ted Cruz allow corporations to take people's property once they work so hard for it. They designate and target them for decades. The county itself target a race of people and not going to be held accountable. They targeted a race of people to take what they had to give it to another corporation. And y'all good with that? People of Pearland, they good with it, creating jobs. But what about these people that losing everything that belonged to them? And you smart ass guy over there in Angleton, you said, well, y'all need to take care. Y'all don't want it anyway. Let us come over there and take your land because we want to eminent domain it. How would you feel about that? Hell, I could come up with a business. I could come up with government funding, and it could be public use, and I could come right into your neighborhood and say, hey, I want this whole damn neighborhood to build a plant that's going to create 300 damn jobs. I'm finna take your property, and the government finna help me. So, as I said, if you don't want it to happen to you, you should not be pushing it on to happen to others. Because popular opinion, there's a new time coming, new era, new explorations in our economy. And your neighborhood look like a good place to build a refinery or a factory or a warehouse that's going to give jobs to somebody else. So remember, when you sow seeds, think it's good for others, just remember, it can happen to you just like that. We fighting. You see what fighting does? If a corporation says it's going to be public use, they want an eminent domain, by God, there's nothing you can do about it. If a governmental entity says it's eminent domain, it's going to be used for public use, There's not a damn thing you can do about it. And the way that I plan and strategic things, I can see that your neighborhood is just right for a shopping mall. That's going to create about 200 jobs. It's going to help the economy. Or I think it'd be good to put a box plant right there in your neighborhood. That's going to create jobs. That's going to boost the economy. I can come up with any idea to put a plant in your community with government funding using corporate welfare. I could do that too. See, but I'm not issuing evil for evil. But you are. Because those that work and struggle hard for the American dream, you want them to lose it so you can have yours. Yours ain't even being thought about over there in Pearland in certain portions. But you have a right to vote on things in this county. But you don't pay no taxes over here. I find totally something wrong with that. Because you're making choices for people that you can't go by. Because you're not even in our area to even be taxed. You're taxed by Harris County. But you make decisions for Brazoria County. I find a whole lot wrong with that. And we all should find a whole lot wrong with that. We all should be speaking out about that. Because there's nowhere in the world, if you don't live in this county, you ain't paying taxes in this county, you shouldn't have not a damn thing to say that goes on in this county. And they don't pay taxes at all in this damn county, but they got something to say concerning this county. We all should have something to say about that. But you know what? As usual, you keep your head down, eyes closed, and just go on about your business. And this makes it worse for the next couple of generations. Look what happened to the generations on the East End. Think about it. Since 1943, my mom was born in 47. 1943. My mom was born in 47. She died. That's one generation. My generation. My children's generation. My grandchildren's generation. What about the generations that was before them? Their parents. Yeah. Generations taken advantage of by this system of government right here in this county. They have always done it. The organized crime has always come through this county. Gladney was the biggest criminal in this county. And every deputy that worked for Gladney right now, they are sheriffs. They're either a sheriff or they're a judge in the commissioner's court right now. But they always the biggest gangsters and criminals in this county. They had the drug trade going, they had the liquor going, they had the prostitution going, they had the gambling going, they had everything going. And now they're the judges and commissioners that's in our courts today. You know I know your names. You know I got the black ledger with all of y'all names in it in the first place. Because I done spoke on that. I done spoke on that numerous times. You know I know exactly your payouts and who paid you and what you got paid and why you got paid. Even the commissioner, Dupain, you know, King and all of them. Yeah. King name in that book. Yeah, it's been there. Because at the time, King was a jailer. And my uncle was Aaron Jernigan. And King know what happened to Jernigan by that court system up there in that district attorney's office. Because King was the jailer at the time, and he said it was wrong. So when it all comes down to it, the conspiracy and organized crime has always been in Brazoria County system of government. But that black ledger tells a story. Tells a story about all of y'all. All of y'all commissioners. Every last one of y'all. A lot of y'all been there for 40 years. Yep. A lot of y'all retired. But those of you that's been in law enforcement for a while and your name in that book and you're a sheriff or a police chief, like over in Oyster Creek, y'all names in that book. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Mr. Garcia. Yeah, your name in that book too. You, Styles, and all the rest of them. With Gladney, all that. Y'all names are in that book. How much money y'all got was in that book. All that is in that book. But it's not here. And I thank God that I got rid of it a while back. It's in a safe place. If anything happen, it will come out. It will come out. Anything happen to me will come out. Believe that. I made sure that that's my insurance policy. That the district attorney's office, the corruption in some certain cases that was dealt with a lot of organized crime. Yep. All of that's gonna come out. Anything happen to me. Anything. I promise. From my mouth to your ears. This your last warning. Your very last warning. Start doing right by us people. Or the world gonna see exactly what Brazoria County is capable of and how bad the organized crime reaches from the State House to the city council chambers, city police departments, corporation heads. Yeah, I got all of y'all. And y'all know it. Because you dealt with the organized crime people, the syndicate, which my grandfather was a part of. And every black shrimp boat captain in this city was a part of. And white shrimp boat captain, Spanish shrimp boat captain. It didn't matter. Every captain that ran a shrimp boat was a part of this organized crime conspiracy ring in this county. And all of y'all names are on the book. Because Buster and Moody Singleton, my grandfather was their right-hand man. He would pick up the money. He would get on the bus and him and Gordon, and deliver money to wherever it had to be gone. They would always do it. Or on a plane. So, I know all of y'all damn business. And y'all want to take advantage of the people on the East End? And those the ones that y'all was using to peddle your drugs and your prostitution, your alcohol and everything else? The crime ring, the crime syndicate that is a part of Brazoria County Sheriff Department. The bombings, the burnings, the beatings. Who y'all told that didn't pay you wanted that money? Oh yeah, it's all written down. I know the right person hearing this right now. Please don't try to come at me. Because I did talk with the Justice Department before I even sent this ledger to where it had to go. Just pray that I don't trip and fall, bust my head and die. Because all of y'all gonna be on world news. Every last one of your family members gonna be on world news. All the Gladney family gonna be on world news. Those that still living, it's gonna be on world news. And it's gonna show the billions of dollars that was circulated through the city of Freeport, through the shrimping industry. Even the drugs that run through the port of Freeport is listed in that ledger from the years of 58 to, let me see, what he died in 2000. He died in 2001, I believe. 2002, 2003. But they stopped fishing in 98, I think, because he moved. Until about 70, 79, 81, 82. Information in the ledger. And I have a little bit about Freeport Police, Harry Garcia, and it was Garcia and the other guy. I can't remember his name. It'll come to me later. But those two guys were detectives in Freeport. And you guys know who I'm talking about. Well, the drug game was running a pluffer on that East End. And they used those people to sell drugs. And then they'll bust them. And then they'll let them go. And then they'll bust them. And all. This is how it was.
They work for you. You got to take the lick sometimes. But they always was able to come out and do the same thing over again. That's why Jim Lee was the biggest dope dealer around here. Then you had Thurman Pinkney. You had Action. You had Charles Dolly. The list goes on of the people that sold dope for Gladney. Harry Styles, Joe King, Garcia, all of these people. These people sold dope for these people. And I have the ledger with all of y'all names in it. Plain and simple. But I did tell you, and I repeat and I stress this, it's not here. It's been sent to Canada, to my very perfect and safe post office box in my lawyer's hand with the keys. So, which lawyer? Now, that's $1 million question. Which lawyer? Because I got so many of them. Y'all have a great day.